I'm giving you the floor.
I've had so much caffeine, so I've been like, I'm so ready to go. Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to see all y'all's beautiful faces. Thank you, Bexira, for that introduction. Thank you for hosting this space. Thank you for inviting me. Yeah, I'm really excited to be here. So I'm going to share my screen with you all. I have a little presentation,
Okay.
and I'll tell you a little bit about me. We'll get into what expectations are for today and how we can all participate together. And then we'll get into this information about owning our sexuality, sexual liberation, sexual empowerment. We're going to talk about all of that. So give me just a quick second to flip over. Create, and please feel free to freely chat, freely express yourselves, and freely share. This is the kind of conversation that I'd encourage you to take notes on and write things down. I'm going to periodically sort of throw questions out there for you all that are kind of open-ended. No right or wrong answers. Maybe you have the answers to them right now. Maybe you don't. Maybe this is something you need to reflect on later on. A lot of the questions I have formulated to feel like journal prompts. I'm a big journaler. I love to encourage people to journal as they are sort of, going through these sexual exploration phases of their lives. So all of these are just words, right? And they are words to me that have been fed to us from outside sources. Some of them are positive, some of them are negative, some are kind of ambiguous depending on what your positioning is. But at the end of the day, they're all just words. And what I'm hoping that your journey to owning your sexuality will do for you, it'll help you filter out all of these words that have been given to you, so you can find the words that are actually yours and you actually identify with. Because there's no one way to own your sexuality. Again, right? This goes hand in hand with using contraceptives, but I wanted to make the distinction. Regular getting tested for STIs. Ideally, we would be getting tested between every partner. So let's say you're seeing someone for a few weeks, a few months. When that relationship is over and you are maybe ready to start seeing someone else, you should get tested. If not, then maybe if you're more casual with your sex life, then maybe once a quarter, or at least once every 6 months. And also inquiring with our partners about their STI testing status before we engage in sex with them. This is kind of a non-negotiable. If you want to feel sexually empowered and have ownership of your sexuality, this is going to be something somewhere down the road you are going to have to deal with and sort of seek help on. And I don't want to sugarcoat it and make it sound like it's super easy, like, girl, all you got to do is journal and like make some art and stuff. That's not necessarily true. It can be really challenging, right? It can be kind of gross and sticky, but it's not impossible, and you don't have to do it alone, and you don't have to do it before you feel ready. So keep that in mind.
Like, if you don't do oral on me, then I'm not doing it on you. Like, if that's not something you're into, then I guess we just ain't doing it. You know what I mean? And it's like, I had to get almost 30 to be in that point, because it's like, it's really not about you all the time. It's about me. So it's like, where do you go, or like what playing field do you have to take in order to have that type of conversation with someone?
I love this question. So for me, regardless of your gender identity or your sexual orientation, I feel like you should be talking to the people you're going to have sex with before you have sex with them, because everyone's expectations and desires are different. Some people are, a pillow princess, the person that wants to lay back and get pleased and not really do anything. And some people love that. They love to be the giver. And some of us want to be the receiver. Some of us want it to be very mutual. And we have to make sure that our partners understand where we are coming from and what our desires are, and where they are coming from and what their desires are.
Just going off of what Portia said, I think another great resource, and you mentioned worksheets. Afro Sexuality has like a yes, no, maybe checklist.
What is that? I'm sorry.
Afro Sexuality. Okay. Their Instagram is at Afro Sexuality.
Can I put that in the chat for everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
But they have a lot of great resources, and one of those is a yes, no, maybe worksheet. And you can either fill it out together with your partner or fill it out separately and exchange it. But it kind of helps like start the conversation. of, you know, things that you would like to do that you may be on the fence about, or things that are hard no's. So I think that also can help with what Portia was saying.
This is a safe space for everyone. I appreciate Ruth, who just also mentioned that she loved the question because every time she sees a male sex organ, it brings back her trauma of abuse, and she hesitates moving forward with intercourse or sex. So, with that being said, it's obviously we're all experiencing some type of trauma, like Portia mentioned previously. The breathing exercises is something that I really try to, express to people or explain to them that like it's really not a hippie type of thing. If you really focus on your breathing, if you focus on learning how to meditate, it can really bring you back to a center of calmness and a center of back to self. I just wanted to really reiterate to you guys that I really appreciate the honest conversation. This is a safe space for everyone, and we do appreciate the transparency of you guys sharing your experiences, because this is what Brunch with the Purpose is about, and this is what this conversation is about. It's about owning your sexuality and being comfortable with yourself, and also acknowledging the fact that though you may have experienced trauma, that that's something that you can get through. That's something that you don't have to feel like you have to face alone.